In 1971, a man walked into a Hertz rental car location in North Carolina. He needed a car for the weekend. The agent handed him the keys and pointed to the lot. What he found sitting there did not look like any rental car he had ever seen. It had a nose cone stretching nearly 2 feet out in front, like something off a fighter jet, a massive rear wing rising high above the trunk, and under the hood, a 440 cubic inch V8 making 390 horsepower. It cost him just $12 a day. What he didn't know was that he had just rented one of the most extreme street-legal muscle cars America ever produced. A car so fast, NASCAR banned it, so strange, dealers refused to sell it, and so unwanted that Plymouth had to push it into rental fleets just to get rid of them. This is the story of the 1970 Plymouth Superbird, and nothing about it is normal. To understand why the Superbird exists, you have to understand Richard Petty. In 1969, Petty wasn't just a driver, he was NASCAR, and he drove for Plymouth. But then Ford introduced the Talladega, a car built using wind tunnel aerodynamics that made it faster than anything Plymouth had. Petty saw the writing on the wall. He told Plymouth to fix it or he was leaving. They didn't fix it fast enough, so he left. That was a disaster for Plymouth. Losing Petty meant losing their dominance, their image, and their credibility overnight. So they made a decision. They called in their engineers and gave them a simple instruction: build the fastest production car ever made, no matter what it looks like. And this time, they weren't exaggerating. The Superbird wasn't designed to look good, it was designed to win. Engineers built it in a wind tunnel, shaping every part of the car based purely on aerodynamics. The nose cone extended nearly 19 inches forward, slicing through air more efficiently than any American car before it. The rear wing was mounted high into clean airflow, generating real downforce at racing speeds to keep the car stable past 150 miles per hour. At normal road speeds, it did absolutely nothing. It just made the car look ridiculous. Even the roof was modified, reshaped, and then covered with vinyl to hide the changes. This wasn't design. This was engineering with zero concern for appearance. And when Plymouth showed the finished car to dealers, the reaction was exactly what you'd expect. Some dealers outright said they wouldn't even put it in their showrooms because it would scare customers away. But Plymouth had no choice. NASCAR rules required them to build and sell a minimum number of cars to the public in order to race. That number was 1,920 units, so Plymouth had to find a way to move them. They offered multiple engine options, including the legendary 426 Hemi. They priced it competitively, and when that still wasn't enough, they started pushing cars anywhere they could. Fleet buyers, police departments, and yes, rental companies. That's how a NASCAR-bred, Hemi-powered aerodynamic weapon ended up being rented for $12 a day.
But once it hit the track, everything changed. The 1970 NASCAR season opened at Daytona, and the Superbird immediately proved what it was built for. It was faster than anything else on the track. Pete Hamilton won the Daytona 500 and won. Richard Petty returned to Plymouth and dominated, winning 18 races that season. The car was nearly unstoppable on superspeedways. It wasn't even close, and that created a problem. Ford and other competitors weren't just losing, they were getting destroyed. Complaints started piling up. Threats were made. Ford even warned NASCAR they might pull out entirely if something wasn't done. NASCAR listened. After just one season, they changed the rules in a way that effectively banned the Superbird and other winged cars. Plymouth had built the most dominant race car of the era, and it was made illegal almost immediately. One season, that's all it got. With no reason to keep producing it, the Superbird disappeared as quickly as it arrived. But the story didn't end there. The cars sat on dealership lots through 1971, heavily discounted because nobody wanted them. Cars that today are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars were stripped, modified, and sold for next to nothing because people simply didn't understand what they were. The 1970 Plymouth Superbird represents something unique in automotive history. It's what happens when a company removes every limitation except one: go faster. Not safer, just faster. And the result was a car that looked like it came from another world, but exactly what it needed to be to win. It beat Ford at their own game, and then NASCAR changed the rules because nothing built under normal constraints could compete with something built with none. It raced for one season, dominated the sport, got banned, and then sat unsold because nobody wanted to be seen driving something that looked that strange. Today, it's one of the most valuable and recognizable muscle cars ever made, because when you build something purely for performance without caring how it looks, you don't just create a car, you create something people never forget.